No.
Why?
I just study.
You just study.
Yeah.
So you have never thought about your learning styles?
Yeah.
Well, today on topic 6, we will learn about different learning styles. Learning styles. Can you tell me the different learning styles that are given under this topic? What is learning style number 1? Listening. And learning style number 2? Writing. Number 3? Reading. Excuse me. And last one? Visualizing. Good job. So different learners learn differently. Others are visual learners. Others need to do reading, while others need to write things down. And lastly, others learn better when they listen. Okay, so let's start with listening learners. Learners who are very good at listening. Maybe when you write big tests, you always get a good score in your listening test. So tell us, what do listening learning style include? What does it include? What do you do to be good at listening? Or tell me about your learning style. When you are studying for exam or big test, which style do you use?
For me, I think I use reading.
Reading! Okay, reading. And how do you use reading? What do reading learners do?
See the paragraph and
Yes.
understand it.
Okay, what helps you to understand the paragraph?
Vocabulary skills.
Okay, so you read the vocabulary and then how do you remember when you are writing an exam? How do you remember the vocabulary? Come guys, let's do teamwork. There are many other learners here who are good at reading. So what do reading learners or learners with the reading style, what do they do? How do you use reading style? You read a lot? So if you are a reading learner, it means you memorize. Because for you to remember what you have read, you will need to memorize. Hello, what are you doing? Okay. How about other people? What's your learning style? Come people, talk about your learning style. How do you pass exams? What learning style do you use? Reading, okay? How about other people? Huh? Writing, okay, so what do writing learners do? Good job. Take down notes. Good job. So after you have read and memorized, you write notes. That's the way writing learners understand. How about listening and visualizing? How do visual learners learn? What's the meaning of visualizing?
Try to order correctly so I can understand easier.
Good job. Visualizing learners, they learn by looking at graphs or charts. For example, if we are talking about the population in Asia, maybe we take 3 countries. We take Korea and say Korea's population out of 100 is like 80% in Asia. Japan and China have 10% and 10%. In total, maybe making it 100. I'm making an example. So a visual learner learns better when they see a chat like that, instead of a sentence that is written down. Okay? Also, they watch videos. They watch videos on YouTube to understand better because they need to see. Okay? How about listening? What do listening learners do? How do they learn? Yes, what do you think?
They listen online
Lecture? Or class?
to understand clever.
Okay, so they listen to an online class. Okay, listen to an audio. Okay, listen to an audio online. And what else helps them to remember? I think listening learners also take down notes. I think they also take down notes. They also write notes. Because remember, big test day, we have a speaker, we play the audio. And then you hear a speech about historical figures. There are many historical figures in the world. Among them is King Sejong. King Sejong was born in 1378. I'm not sure. Was born in 1378 in Joseon. What is it? What's his dynasty? Joseon dynasty. Whatever his dynasty was. Okay? And then now the listening question. Which year was King Sejong born? Because you took down notes, you will know it's that. And then King Sejong was from Japan, Seoul, Joseon dynasty. And then because you took down notes, you know the correct answer. So I think listening also goes together with writing down notes. So that's how listening learners learn. Are you a listening learner? Are you good at listening test during big test? Maybe you should try taking down notes. Okay, let's move on to question number 2. Do different subjects need different teaching methods? Explain. Can you give me examples of subjects that you know? We are now talking about teaching methods. English, good job. Can you give me another subject? I need 4 subjects. Math, science, PE. Alright, so do these subjects use the same teaching method? No! Well done for saying no. They don't use the same. They use different teaching methods. Now, let's get into details, Danmi, Hajima. English. How do we teach English? How does Zippo teacher teach you English? What is a method that I use?
Making
Presentation. Okay, one of them is presentation. What do you do when you are presenting? There's this word I want. What do you do when you're doing presentation? Good job. So speaking and
sharing ideas.
and writing and sharing ideas in a group. Good. So that is a teaching method. We speak, you share your ideas by speaking. And how do your teachers at school teach you maths? How do you learn maths?
Learn
What do you do in maths? What are you writing?
What we learned.
Okay, let me help you. So, when you solve problems, you calculate because you need the solution, the answer. So, calculation. Maths is all about calculations and formulas. 1 plus 1 is equals to, is it 11 or 2? It's 11. So, formulas, okay? Geometry, all these other ones, algebra, there's a formula to calculate. If you need to calculate the size of a cylinder, you will use a formula. So the teacher will have to teach you which formula to use. This one? What's the formula in Korean, guys? 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. This is a formula. Plus. Or, what's the other one? X minus 1 into x plus 4 equals to 0. That's a formula. Okay. Okay, science. How do you learn science? What's the teaching method for science? You should know this one.
We experiment.
Good job. You conduct experiments. And PE. How do you learn PE?
We use our body.
Good job. You use your body movement. You use movement and the coach has to show you. So demonstrate. Okay, yeah. So the teacher has to show you how to hold the bat and swing for PE. So all these subjects, they need different methods. In maths, we don't have a bat to show you how to swing or to show you how to kick the ball. So all these subjects, they need different learning or different teaching methods. Just like students, other students are good at maths, others are good at English, others are good at PE because it's different learning methods. Okay? Another question, what skills do you value and what skills you do not value? Now let's talk skills. Valuable skills and non-valuable skills. Valuable skills. Which skills do you need as a student?
Excuse me.
Yes.
What is value?
Important. Which skills are important to you? Valuable means important. Which skills do students need?
Listening to teacher.
Listening skill. You need to be a good listener. What other skills do you need?
Note taking.
Taking notes. What happened to other students? Why are you quiet? Why is it that you don't even try? Which skills do you need, Tanmi? Which skills do you need? Which skills do you need, guys? Say that again. Repetition, good. And when you repeat, you memorize. So you need memorizing skills so that you can pass your exams. So you need to have a good memory when you're studying so that when you write a test, you remember. What other skills do you need? Communication skills. Wake up, my chingu. You are very sleepy. You need communication skills. Communication skills. You need to be able to talk to other people in the classroom and have a good teamwork. So those are the skills you need. What's another skill that you need? It's very, very important.
Leadership.
Leadership is good. What were you going to say? Review? No. That one I want to write it as number 7. Who can guess this skill? It's very important. Practice? Not practice, but practicing is a good skill. Effort, good skill. This one is very important. You use it every day. Participating thinking? No, but critical thinking is a good skill. This one is time management. Time management, because you don't want to be late to school or to PJ. So you need to always know when to do your task. That skill is very important for you as a student. Okay, let's talk about the skills that you don't need. Do you need to be lazy? Do you need to delay doing your work and put off work? No, you don't need to be delaying. You don't need to be delaying or putting off your work for later. What's another skill you don't need? Being disrespectful. What's another skill you don't need? I've given you 3 already.
Not trying.
Good. Not trying. If you don't try at all, it means you are lazy. So let's put it on lazy. What's another skill? Giving up. It's very hard. Teacher, it's very hard. Giving up. You don't have to give up. You don't need that. That's not an important skill. You need to get up and try again and try again and try again. What's another skill you don't need? What's a skill you don't need? Last one. What's a skill you don't need? Lack of focus. Lack of focus. Yes, I'm listening. I heard someone talk. Who was saying something? Good. Lying. Good. Lying. Telling lies. You don't need that. Good. Saying bad words and using bad fingers. That's a skill you don't need. Okay. How do you think you learn? So when you are writing this essays, pre-writing, you need to talk about your learning style. Let me tell you how I learn. Even today, I still use this skill. So, Zippo teacher uses 3 R's. Do you know what are these 3 R's? Can you guess?
Reading.
Good. Zippo teacher first reads a book or reads a paragraph, and then
Recognize.
recall or recognize. And when you recall, it means memorizing. Okay? So I read, King Sejong was born in 1378 in Joseon Dynasty. And then I close the book. And then I record, King Sejong was born in 19. Then I recall and memorize. And then after memorizing, I record. I write down notes. Take notes. Now I take a piece of paper, close the book about King Sejong, take a piece of paper, write down notes. 1378, King Joseon Dynasty invented Hangul. And then when I'm writing, I will be able to remember all the information that I've read. Because when I was studying, I was reading, memorizing or recalling and recording, taking notes. Other people, they only use 2 R's or 1 R. So that's why today we're talking about different learning styles. You also have to tell us what's your learning style. Other students, they can only listen to Zippo teacher and then go and write an exam. They don't need to read again. They are gifted. They can just listen to you saying something one time and they catch it very fast. And then others, they have to listen and they're like, oh, this is good, but I need to read on my own and make it easy for me. Then they do extra work and go and read and go do their research and go watch YouTube videos. Others, they listen, read, write notes. Others, they read and go and take an exam. So you have to tell us what kind of a student are you?
Dorachiki.
What is that?
Oh,
What is Dorachiki?
studying in very short.
So you have to wait until exam is tomorrow and you study today?
No.
Okay.
Not waiting.
What is that?
Just I'm too lazy.
Oh, okay. So you need pressure. So when if you have exam tomorrow, when do you study? Because you are lazy, when do you study?
A week later.
A week earlier.
A week earlier.
Okay. Other people, they study tonight for exam tomorrow morning. Who's that student in this class? Who studies tonight for tomorrow's exams? The whole week, no study. They wait until last minute and delay. Very dangerous. Okay. So look at the warm-up, look at the vocabulary. We've already explained visual learning style. What is auditory? What's the meaning of auditory? Look at vocabulary. Give me one word that means auditory. If you're an auditory learner, what kind of learner are you? What is an audio, guys?
Sound.
Good, sound. So auditory learner is a listening learner. And reading? This reading learner, we've already explained that they memorize. And writing, you take down notes. Kinesthetic, what do you think?
Only memorize.
Only memorize? No. So a kinesthetic learning style is learning through movement. You need kinesthetic learning style when you are playing sports for movement. Okay? What are you doing when you are analyzing? You were supposed to search vocabulary though, and you guys didn't. That was part of your homework. What's the meaning of analyze? If I'm analyzing, what am I doing? Dividing something into elements, close. But it means I am focusing and checking every detail. Okay, you are checking everything. You are looking at every detail. So, for example, when you are doing your pre-writing, maybe you can do your introduction and introduce learning styles. Everyone in the world learns differently. Others understand better when they listen to a lecture, while others need to read and memorize. In this essay, I will talk about my learning style. Then body 1, you can tell us about your learning style. Body 2, maybe you can tell us about the most valuable skills to you. If you say, the most valuable skills for me is listening and communication, or memorizing and communication, tell us what is memorizing. What is good about memorizing? What is good about communication? And then conclusion, summarize maybe about non-valuable skills. You choose when you do your pre-writing. Can we brainstorm now? Go, because you are very sleepy. Sleepy, sleepy head. You're going to drink water, right?